Hi, my name is John Paul LaPena, and on behalf of ReMeDHe, I will be giving a short introduction to the Thesaurus Linguae Graecae, or the TLG for short. The TLG offers a vast digital library of classical Greek texts and patristic texts, and this video will provide a few approaches in navigating and searching the online corpus. Here's the home landing page of the website. I will also include the link in the description. The first thing you will need to do is register an account at the top right corner if you have not done that yet. The TLG is available to anyone who has a subscription. Most institutions will likely have a subscription, so the next step would be to make an account and sign in. There is a free version open to the public called the Abridged TLG, and it provides access to a smaller corpus. But we will focus here on navigating the full digital library. So once you are logged in, click the Full Corpus tab, which will take you to the search function's main page. The TLG has collected and digitized most surviving literary texts written in Greek, from Homer to the fall of Constantinople and beyond. According to the website, it has 10,000 works associated with 4,000 authors, and it is constantly updated and improved with new features and text. We will go over two ways to search the digital library. If we are looking to read an author, work, or publication, there are a couple of approaches. The most straightforward option to look for authors is through the Browse tab. To browse, you would have to know what you're looking for because the search bar works through an autocomplete feature that pulls up everything that has been indexed in a digital library. For example, when you start typing A, you get a full list of authors. B, C, etc. When you click on a name, here's Galen for example, you get a full list of works attributed to the author. If you want to browse the New Testament, type Novum Testamentum, and the full list of the collection will pop up. I will click here on 1 Timothy, and it takes you to the Greek text. And you can navigate the chapters and verses you want to read. The TLG offers some pretty helpful tools on the sidebar here. It provides the bibliographic information to cite the work. If the TLG knows of an online translation, it will provide a link here. The TLG also offers some lexicons with basic definitions and information on word forms. Click on a Greek word and the sidebar provides the Greek dictionary entry, the possible word forms, and various lexicons with brief entries. Here, the TLG has the major classical LSJ dictionary, Barrow's New Testament lexicon or BDAG, Lomp's patristic Greek dictionary, which can help show how words change over time. You may have noticed these icons here, which are shortcuts. If you click this Open Book icon, it will take you to the Lexica tab. The icon of the magnifying glass will take you to the text search function to show all the instances that this word is used. But we will return to this more thoroughly in a moment. There is another built-in tool here for searching n-grams, but you have to enable it by clicking here. N-grams are overlapping sequences of content words in a text. So this tool basically helps identify text passages in common by identifying sequences of 2 or 3 content words shared between two texts. As we see here, when the n-grams links are activated, the text is highlighted. Word form or lemma may be selected from the drop-down menu. If you select word form, the n-grams will return exact matches. Lemma n-grams will detect minor variations in expressions. The darker colors indicate a higher number of attestations for each n-gram. When you click on an n-gram, the citations containing this combination of words appear. Here we see these sequences come up in these different authors. Get a snippet preview here. To go to the full text, click here. If you want to read the text side by side, there is an option to do that too. Click on Parallel Browsing, and you have 3 options. 1. Browse any 2 texts. 2. Browse 2 texts with the option to highlight the similarities between them. This option is an expanded version of n-grams feature, which we just touched on, but we will review again in a moment. And then 3, compare 2 editions. In cases when the TLG has more than one edition of the same text, this option allows you to compare the 2 editions and quickly identify the differences. Browsing 2 texts is pretty straightforward, so I will quickly demonstrate how this similarity function works. I'm going to look up Galen's commentary on the Hippocratic work Aphorisms, and then I will look up the Hippocratic text over here. Once you have your selections, click Show Text, and you should see the highlighted similarities of the text. This button here jumps through all the similarities. Available here too are the vocabulary tools. Just click on a word and the toolbox pops up. Let's say you don't know which titles to compare for text passages in common. You can quickly identify them here in the Ngrams tool without having to select a specific text title. The search function allows you to explore all the works of similar texts between two authors. This can be helpful if you want to learn if one author knows the works of another. With the word form option, the words actually in common between the two texts are highlighted. With the lemma option, the comparison is based on lemmata rather than word forms, so it allows for differences of inflection between the two texts, and it ignores the order of words within Ngrams. This allows the tool to detect common passages between works, even if one of them swaps two content words. A quick tip is to try a minimum match of 5 to 7 words for an interphrasal search. The shorter the match requested, the more irrelevant search results are displayed and the longer the comparison takes to generate. Okay, so we went over the search flow for browsing authors and their texts. Now, what if you want to search for specific Greek words or phrases in the TLG corpus? That's where the text function comes in. There are 3 main options in this text search. The first option is a simple search where you can look up a word or a phrase. Within this, you have 3 types. The word index search searches a pre-indexed list of words in the corpus. This option is a more efficient way to search the digital library if there's an exact word or phrase that you are looking for. For example, if you want to see text that use the dative plural feminine form of ReMeDHe, you can do that here. Or maybe you want to see who uses the famous ancient Greek aphorism. You can input the Greek word or phrase using the keyboard here, but I am just using the beta. You may have noticed that I'm not paying attention to accents and punctuation, but you are able to apply these limiters by checking these boxes here. A simple search can also be done through the lemma option, i.e. the dictionary form, which retrieves all the word forms in the TLG corpus. If we enter lemma ReMeDHe, the search engine will retrieve all word forms belonging to this lemma, including its spelling variants. This option searches through the TLG lemma database, which contains lemmata extracted from a number of lexica. If a lemma does not exist in the database, the search engine will return no results. In those cases, word index or textual search should be used. The simple search function also has a textual search option. With this toggled, we can search for a specific word or phrase that goes through all the actual text files, character by character, in the corpus, which is the slowest option. But the results will include all words that contain the specified string. We can also search the TLG with the proximity function, which allows us to enter up to 3 words or lemmata that may appear in the same context of a literary text. This is a great tool if we want to explore, for example, let's say, do authors talk about people dying from intoxication? Pretty grim, but this is actually of particular interest to my research on heavy drinking in the ancient world. So we can specify up to 50 words of context. I would choose 10. We have the same options used in the simple search, which can apply to a proximity search. I would use lemmata option here. So we see here, so just scrolling down here, we see here, for example, a Eumenes, king of Pergamon, who died of drunkenness. So we have icons here that are helpful. Here's a bibliographical tool. We are able to save results, export them to a spreadsheet, or print the results. So this is really interesting for me. I will just save it for now. The final search option is the advanced proximity search. Unlike a regular proximity, this allows us to search for any combination of grammatical categories, word forms, or lemmata in proximity. When you select from grammatical categories, TLG is making more specific selections. Because of this, if we use this option, it is encouraged that we don't only check noun, for example, but feminine, dative, singular. The results will then include articles, adjectives, pronouns, and participles. We should note that this is still a beta version and should be used with the understanding that due to the ambiguity of many Greek forms, the results may not be perfect. Finally, I want to go over this Search TLG Canon tool, which helps streamline the search process if we are concerned with maybe searching a particular genre of text, whether that's patristic literature, astrological literature, etc. I'll put together here a medical corpus only group. So let's say I want, like, for example, Galen. And you see here on the right-hand side that the whole selection comes up. But let's say there are some texts that you don't want to be considered in your search selection. You can click this little book icon. And in these checkboxes, you can actually deselect. And you see on the right-hand side that they are being removed from the search selection. And again, you can click the book icon, choose what you want to be included in the search selection. I'm just going to select all, submit. Now you have them all there. And again, you can collapse and see what you have on the right-hand selection. Let's say you don't know any more authors in this category. We can use any of these categories here to widen or limit our search. Let's see, we can scroll down to medicine, collect medicine, go. Then now you have all these texts that you can choose from, and you can add them to your search selection. I'm gonna look up, for example, Hippocratic text. So you can also do dates, you can limit it by geography, but the search is not limited to authors. As we can see here, we can also search a series. And well, I'm gonna click series and look up Corpus Medicorum. And there it is. So we can add more of these selections into our search selection. Once you're done selecting all the text that you want to search, at the right-hand side, where it says My Search Selections, click this little icon here to save your collection. It'll take you to your account page where you'll see your saved searches. In this little area here, you click Apply Changes. After you've saved and applied your changes, click Restore. It'll take you back to the TLG Canon page. And on the right-hand side, you will see here it says Go to Text Search. So you click on Go to Text Search, where your search will be limited to what you have in your search selection. And as you can see now when I'm searching ReMeDHe, it's showing me results within my search selection. And it just makes it more streamlined if you want to do it this way. That's it for this brief tutorial. There is a lot more that we didn't cover, but I hope to have given enough information to help you begin exploring the TLG and using it for your research. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.